Welcome back to Superstarglam. In today's video, I'm bringing back Superstars or Superduds. And basically what it is my monthly favorites, my hits and my misses for the month. I'm going to show you some products that I've been using for more than a month, I have to say, because again, I was absent from YouTube. So a lot of these items I haven't been able to share with you, but I have been using constantly. I actually have a few duds in this video as well. So if you'd like to see what my superstars or super duds are, then just keep watching. So let's jump to it because I do have quite a bit of product that I want to talk about. So the first one is this foundation, the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. It has SPF 20. It's a brightening complex foundation. That's all it has on the bottle, and it is for all skin types. I love this because it is a drugstore foundation, so I think it retails for about $13, $13.99, something like that. So that is not bad. And then also, if you wait for Ulta to have discounts on their drugstore products, usually you could get this for a lot cheaper. But anyways, I've been loving this as an everyday foundation. I love how it melts in my skin. I love how my skin looks. And best of all, I love how this works with all my other foundations. So this doesn't have much coverage. It has a very light to medium coverage, which is why I like it. For every day, I don't need full coverage. That's just me and my preference. I do like to mix it, like for example, today I am wearing more of a full coverage base, so I mixed it with the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I love it. This is obviously a little bit more of like a mattifying foundation for me, and it is more on the medium to full coverage. So again, I really love to mix it with that. Any other product, especially if I'm using a more mattifying foundation that typically I don't like to wear alone, especially because it emphasizes my problem areas, which is laugh lines around the nose area. I just don't like how a lot of mattifying or heavy coverage foundations, it builds up here around the nose, and I hate that. So that's why I like to mix this more on the problem areas, but I really do love it, and I've been enjoying it so much. So I totally recommend that you pick that one out. You try it out for yourself again. So a bronzer that I have been loving lately, and I didn't even think I was going to enjoy or even use, to be honest. I only got it because of the packaging. It is the Aaliyah and the MAC collaboration. And this bronzer, if you can tell, like I saw it in store and I swatched it and it just looked like foundation powder for me. But it's actually really pretty. It looks like it has like gold specks and would be very shimmery, but it's not. It's actually makes your skin look kind of glowy. It's the bronzer I'm wearing today, and it's a really flattering shade. I think if you're deeper than me, then it's probably not going to work for you, but if you are my skin tone or lighter, you will definitely love this. And I would take advantage and get it now before it's gone, because it is limited edition. So, and I think it's still currently being sold. If you were interested, I would totally recommend you getting it. Again, I didn't think I was going to like it or use it, and I've been using it almost every day. It's the Baby Girl Bronzing Powder. Okay, so I hauled this a really long time ago, and I was giving it a try. It was when I was buying a bunch of setting powders, trying to find like the next best thing or a new favorite from the drugstore or whatever. At first, I did not love this powder, but now I'm obsessed. and it's become like my everyday setting powder, and it's the Rimmel Match Perfection Silky Loose Face Powder. Okay, and first I'm going to tell you why I did not like it at the beginning. So my technique in setting powders were like everybody else's here on YouTube, which was to get a lot of powder and bake under the eye, bake all over the face. Of course, I wanted brighter under eyes and cut jawline and my makeup to last long. So I was doing the same thing. I was grabbing a lot of powder on the sponge and baking, you know. Let's just be honest. I am almost going to be 39 years old and my skin isn't what it used to be. I think when you're younger, you can get away with it basically. You still have luminosity to your skin. You don't have a lot of problem areas or wrinkles. There's certain things that happen when you get older, basically. And so my skin just looked hideous. It was coming to a point where I was not loving any powder I was caking on, I was baking with. So that's what I was doing with this one. So I was baking under the eye, I was baking everywhere else, especially my, again, I've mentioned this, my problem areas are around the nose and the laugh lines around my mouth. That's like the driest areas. So those were where the powder looked cakey, dry, it just did not look good. It was not flattering. It would build up around the nose. It just looked horrible. You can totally see the dry patches around my mouth area. I just didn't love it. So it is a pretty heavy powder to use it in that way for me. Now you could probably use this and get away with it and love it, but I'm just explaining to you what did not work for me. So anyway, so I've had to readjust a few things and just realize that, you know what, baking is just not for me. Perhaps when I'm trying to do more of a full coverage and make my makeup last long or last all day, that's probably the only time I would bake. But for every day or even just filming purposes, I just don't do that anymore. I've just been doing a light setting, and sometimes even depending on the foundation, I don't set my makeup anymore. I try to stay away from using so much powders is basically what I'm trying to say. The way I use this is I really go in very, very lightly. So I'll go in with a tiny bit of powder, and then I use this to set the under eye just very, very lightly. And that's it. That's all the powder I'll use, because then I do go in with more powder, you know, the bronzer, the highlight, everything else. So the reason why now I love this so much, one is because I'm going in with a lighter hand, but this actually has been working really good to help my concealer not crease. I was noticing less creasing when I was using this powder. So I'm a big fan, and again, it's just a little bit goes a long way. If you happen to see this, I actually don't get to see these that much at the drugstore, but if you happen to see it, I would definitely pick it up. I think it's like $5 for this little container, and it comes with a lot of products, so this would last you a long time. Again, my preference is to go in very lightly with powder, you know. Try it out and let me know if it works for you, but I've been loving this a lot. So in the past, I've mentioned that one of my holy grail brow products was or is the L'Oreal Brow Plumper Plumper Stylist, I think it's called. I don't know. All I know, it's like, it looks like has a little mascara. Anyways, point is, I still love this. It's just that I have not been able to find this anymore. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's being discontinued. So I had to go and buy something else to replace it because I just love what that product did. I wanted it to lighten my eyebrows and I wanted them set. So I decided to picked this up. It's the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and it's in the shade Blonde. And ever since I picked this up, I actually haven't even reached for this one, which is saying a lot. I really have been enjoying this tinted brow mascara. It just works really good. It's what I'm wearing on my brows today, and I actually went in with the pencil and it's pretty dark, so if I don't use this, my eyebrows kind of look a little darker. I already have dark hair, and I go in with the dark pencil, so my eyebrows look very dramatic and dark. So I need something to balance it out. That's why I go in with a light tinted mascara, and this one's in the shade Blonde. So all it does is adds a little bit, it lightens up my brow hairs, which makes it balances it out so it's not so dramatic and so dark, and I like that. And plus, for some reason, this one works a lot better. I think this is definitely my new favorite tinted mascara. So this product, I think I've only been using it for 2 to 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I hauled it not that long ago. It is the e.l.f. Beauty Shield Antioxidant Enriched Skin Protection SPF 50. So it's like a moisturizer with SPF. I mean, I can't say that the claims here are true, but if it's really offering me the vitamin C, the antioxidant accident enriched skin protection as it claims, I mean, then so be it. But I just love that, one, it's lightweight, it's not greasy. I also can appreciate the packaging. It has a pump, but it is a little hard to pump out the product, which is good because you don't also want to get too much product and then waste some of it. So it's not wasteful, and I love that it's a moisturizer, so I already do that on a daily. In the daytime, I already moisturize my face before I go in with anything. So the fact that it's already taking care of the moisturizing, plus it has the protection, the sun protection, I just love it. It is a drugstore product, and it's giving me the benefits of a sunblock. And I love, again, the lightweight and how it feels. It just doesn't feel like a traditional product with sunblock that feels very greasy and thick. It's not. It's totally lightweight, and that's why I love it. And it's only 12 bucks, so I've really been enjoying that. And then I think this has also really quickly become one of my favorite mascaras. It's the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. It is the mascara I'm wearing today underneath the false lashes and the bottom lashes. It's also like my everyday mascara. I love it. I love that it gives me length. I love that it's $5. I love that it works really good. It doesn't transfer down. It makes my own lashes look really good and lengthy, and I just love it. And so I've been using it non-stop. I've rediscovered the Milani The Baked Powder Blush. It's in the shade Luminoso. And this was like a cult favorite when I first started my channel. Everybody was going out to purchase this. I know that I was one of those people, and I went out and bought it. And of course, it gets thrown in my makeup collection and stored away, and I don't play with it because I'm constantly buying new products. I rediscovered it, and I'm fallen in love again with it. It is insane to me that it's really light. It's like a sheer peachy. I think the lights are also washing it out and makes it look a little bit lighter than it is, but it's the perfect peachy glowy blush. When I pulled it out, I was like, did this even ever work for me because of my skin tone? And then I put it on, and it is the blush that I'm wearing today, and it just gives the right amount of pigment with the luminosity that it has. Like, it gives you a healthy glow, a nice sheen. I mean, obviously I'm wearing a highlight, but when you could just apply the blush, no need to go in with a highlight, and it just gives you a healthy glow. The shade complements, I think the shade complements a lot of skin tones, because I believe that Nikki Tutorials, who is really, really pale or light skin, loves this. And then I'm more on the medium tan, and I still can enjoy and love this product. It just looks so beautiful on the skin. And if you have yet to try this, I would totally recommend that you go out and get it, because it is really, really good. And now let's talk about my duds. Okay, so one of the duds is, I actually just hauled this also. It's the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette. Okay, I picked this up because I had previously used it, or I had previously purchased it, and so this was my repurchase, assuming that I actually liked it, and maybe I used to like it, but it is the pencil I'm wearing today, and I just, maybe it's also that I have not used a brow pencil in a long time. I was out of them for a while, so I've been mostly using powder and the tinted brow mascara, and I haven't really been using the pencils. So today I went in, I used it, and I don't like it. I mean, I made it work for today, but I just didn't like it. It's very waxy and it feels dry, so it was making me skip, so it wasn't like consistent, and it was getting hard to fill in the areas that I need to fill in. I don't know, I just didn't like that. I didn't like that it was getting patchy and it wasn't going on fluidly. Maybe it's just too dry for my preference now. I just know that it didn't work for me. I did not like it. I did not like how it performed on my eyebrows. Again, I made it work this time around, but I don't want to hassle with a pencil. Like, I like a pencil that is smooth and it flows and I can actually carve out my brows. So I'm just gonna pass this on because I'm just not gonna deal with it. But okay, my other duds, I've actually had these for a really long time, and today I was actually pulling out a new set of lashes, and I saw these and I realized that I really tried to make these work and they just never worked for me. And you can tell, like, there's some glue residue that I tried many times to make these work, and perhaps these are very dramatic lashes that to begin with I should never have bought. But anyways, I bought into the hype when everybody was doing less, like, you guys remember. So I wanted to get myself a pair of the Huda Beauty lashes. So I bought these two pairs, and one is the Carmen number 9 and the other one is Lana number 10. So they're really thick and fluffy, but I thought that I had to adjust them, bend them, form to my eyes to make work. They're just too thick. Perhaps I have small eyes and that's why they didn't work for me, but they were not comfortable. I just didn't like the band on these, and as much as I tried to make these work, they're not gonna work for me. They're never gonna work for me. They're too uncomfortable, and I'm not into feeling a lash. That's why I stick to, I guess, the ones that I do, because they're very lightweight. They have the clear band, and I don't need to feel them on my eyelids. So yeah, these were definitely a dud for me, and I just wanted to share them with you in case you're like me and you were trying to buy into the hype and you're starting off with lashes. I definitely wouldn't recommend these. That was it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye.